go on YouTube. So I am up in Pennsylvania, about 3.5 hours from my house. It's about 8 a.m. and we're picking up to start this trailer. Looks like it's the short version of the trailer, so I'm thinking it'll be 27 feet in total and 26,000 pound rated, I believe. The problem is I was expecting to just drag it backwards. There's a bulldozer there and all this is overgrown and this isn't real wide, so I'm not really sure. They told me to give it a shot of towing this truck out, but there's no key in the truck and it's in park, so we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna give this a shot and see if we can't drag this truck up there. Oh, by the way, that's back from the shop finally. So there were a couple of employees up here, and I figured I'd go ahead and check with them if there was a key to this truck before I thoroughly looked inside the truck and do not see a key. They're not super concerned if I drag it, but they want to at least go ahead and check and see if they have a key first. So we'll get that done. They're gonna have to run down the hill and check. They're not bringing heavy equipment to move anything, so my hope is pull this forward and somewhere over there, and then get on the front of the trailer with a chain or the winch, because I can always put my 12,000 pound winch on the back of this and try to spin it. My concern's going to be one, this forklift, which to get this to move forward I'm going to have to pull that truck forward, and there's this here which I don't really think I have a way to move. I have no problem loading my own stuff, it's just I don't want to break other people's items. I mean, if this runs, I should check if there's keys, because if this runs, then we can just back it up, and this would be a whole hell of a lot easier. Let's see what's going on here. Choo-choo-choo. Nope, that piece isn't even moving for your battery cutoff, so... And that was already set to all lights on, I believe. Oh, there we go, you have to push it in. Nope, I'm getting nothing, which I didn't expect to, but might as well check it. Okay, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and measure how wide this is and start measuring places to see if I have a shot at pulling it through. Luckily, the tires on this side look good. Tires over yonder, not so much. We'll see. They look okay, but I can't see so much of them. Anyways, I'm probably gonna try to weed whack some of this so I can pull through the side, but we'll see. So this is a 20-foot flat part of the trailer, and then a 4-foot, so it's a 24-foot overall, 8 feet wide across the decking area. This opening is 120 inches, so 10 feet, so it will fit through. The problem is going to be is I'm pulling it up and then trying to like turn it, not having the back end clip that, or, I mean, based on how much they seem to care, if the back end clips, the back end clips. It's probably not going to hurt either item, it's just going to move something. Still waiting. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna run up there and take a look at the air compressor we got. So it's been 25 minutes or so. Nobody's back. I did some weed whacking. Tried to air out the brakes. I don't think that's gonna work. And we're not gonna pull this little guy. It never fails. I got that, you see, drug all the way over there. Oh, and it pulled like a breeze. I need to remember my chains on the front of that. Backed my truck up in here, and I was setting up my 12,000 pound winch to work on pulling this out. And, 5 minutes after I dragged that, gentleman pulls back up. He's like, oh, I found the keys for it. I'm like, well, it's moved at this point. I figured you'd forgotten about me. And then he's like, oh, and I went ahead and ordered a loader. He's like, I don't see how some of this stuff, because I'm not the only one, like, this one's going to be a little easier now that I pulled that out. But there's like an ambulance body over there that's wedged in there. This dual roller is wedged behind, I believe, 2 trucks and a forklift. The trucks might be okay, but he's like, no, you already did more than most people would do, because as you see, I cleared out this section. I started clearing out over there because I'm like, well, there might be room between this tree and this loader to pull it backwards. But he's like, oh, no, don't worry about that. I have a loader on the way, so just hang tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and strip off my winch, put my pintle hitch back on, and then get out of here in case they want to bring the loader in this way. They had me measure out right here. This is a little over 7 feet. This is 8 feet wide. So that's a no-go unless they move one of these two, which I don't know how big their loader is. It might be an option. Currently, I left the air brakes on for this. When I hook up my little rig up here that Bo gave me, which is just a ball valve on a fitting for the air brake, and I went ahead and ran air into that. I hear it hissing out back there, so we have an issue with our brakes, and it looks like we have brakes on one of the 2 axles, so it should not be too bad. But I'm just going to get cleared out and wait for them to get here with the heavy equipment. Here's also a wood chipper that I got, Chipmore, don't know the weight of it. I'm guessing around 3,500 pounds. I'll try to see if I can find a model on it to confirm. Sounds like the loader's on site. They're just waiting for some people to load up and get out of their way down on the bottom of the hill. So I'm hoping to have them drag it out however they're going to drag it out. They said they'll figure that out and plop it over here for me to hook up to my truck. And then from there, the wood chipper is going to go in the back of the trailer so it sits more over the axle, and I'm hoping to put that maybe on the trailer as well. We'll have to see. I'm kind of still debating. I know I need to get this out today. It's about 80 inches wide, and I'm not sure if that'll fit between the fenders on the other trailer. The other 2, which is that, and then there's a welder down the hill, should fit on my trailer, but this is the one that I don't want to risk it. So I'm going to look for a model, see how heavy this is, and based on how heavy this is, maybe we can throw an extra 2,000 pounds on the trailer. We'll see. Nice update on the wood chipper. Fuel cap's off, so at bare minimum, tank's going to need redone. Tank sits higher than this, so it might have pushed water up into the engine, depending on... Well, actually, the fuel pump's right there, so it might not have made it past the pump, but we'll probably need a new pump at least. The more I look at this, the more I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have got this, but that's okay. I'm going to go take a look at that. Just waiting to have this wood chipper finish strapped down, and they'll bring the piece up here for me. Let's get this show on the road. It showed up. Quite a tight fit back there behind the forklift behind the white truck, so I wouldn't have been able to do this nearly as easy as they can, so I'm really thankful for this. Okay, so we're on the road. We have the 24-foot trailer as well as the 100 CFM air compressor, and it was a long day. So essentially what happened was you guys saw the loader starting to pull it out, and then you saw it change the attachment. Well, they had asked for that attachment when they first requested the loader. Loader got there, didn't have the attachment, so it was probably about 12:30 before that attachment got there. And keep in mind that I got there at 7:45, and by that point they were super backed up. The auction indicated no loading assistance available, so I was expecting to just suffer and pull that trailer out of there. Luckily that did not happen. They were able to help me out with that, but they also had people who were like picking up, you know, 1,000, 1,500 pound rock breaker attachments for Bobcats, and they showed up with a pickup truck and nothing else. So then the loader was getting pulled to all these other jobs, and obviously mine's going to take a little bit to finagle that trailer out of there, and then I had to load up the air compressor. So understandably, like, they weren't deprioritizing me, but they also wanted to make sure that they were getting people out quick enough. So if they had somebody show up with something real quick, they try to handle it real quick, or they had some stuff going on where it just took forever for certain things. So honestly, I'm just going to straight shot back home. I'm due back home around 7 p.m., assuming that no cops want to pick on me for the trailer that I'm pulling. That's a rumble strip. So I'm going to make it home. You're probably not going to see any footage from tonight. Maybe I'll show this air compressor tomorrow, but honestly, I think tomorrow is going to be a recovery day, because Thursday I have to make this trip again and pick up the welder that I don't think I showed, as well as the wood chipper that I did show. So for that, I'll be taking my 16-foot car trailer down and getting those two thrown on there with the loader and then pulling them back home. So it's a challenge. It's a long day, but
watch out, construction on road ahead.
Merge left. That's about all I have. So we'll kind of bounce on and do like a wrap up or show them stuff. We'll see what comes next. For fuel, we have about an hour and a half left. I did notice that this is bouncing slightly to the passenger side because this tire definitely was fully on to start with. I went ahead and threw on another strap that just goes around this tire and pulls it from there to here, which should greatly help us with that issue. Other than that, about an hour and a half from home, gonna hunker down and keep on going. So, using the generator, I've been slowly winching this off the back. Now, it had where I assumed there was wood that's missing back here, so I had to use boards. I have it resting on the nose at this point, so I got it most of the way back. This side's sitting really nicely on the wood, and I have it lined up to come this way. But this one, I guess because the wheel's just deflated, it's not wanting to work. So I'm going to try to get the nose to come around some and bring it down, but it's an experience. 45 minutes until somebody comes and looks at that. I got that wheel stuck in the middle and worked it up with the jack and have it to where I think it's pretty close to coming out. I'm just going to probably end up dragging the bottom of it, but there's no exposed oil pans on this, so I'm not too concerned about just pulling it past that. So I think if I reset my chain again to give me the full pulling length, bobble this around a little bit, I think with how it's looking, I might have to pull and then push down on this board to get that wheel to pop up and over. But I think other than that, it's pretty much home free. I just want to make sure that I'm not going to hit the box truck with it. But wouldn't you know, it's another video that I forgot to do a closeout to, and that was a rough day, a rough couple days, because I ran it to Pittsburgh twice in the span of 3 days to do those pickups. But that's about all I had. It was a quick pickup video that kind of jumped around just because there was a lot of workers there and I didn't want to be holding them up to do any filming. But we will be getting around to looking at the air compressor, looking at the wood chipper and the welder in the future video, and deciding if we want to fix it or if we want to just sell them back out. Because I got them all for a great deal, so we can definitely make a good bit of money just probably reselling them broken. But that's all I have for now, and until next time, YouTube.